All right, here we go. What happened to my light? Oh no! Oh no! What are you doing, girl?
The second.
The kitten! Fuck!
Did she?
Yeah, she fucking ruined my light! She chewed my light!
Literally the minute we start the stream, the cat eats the light.
The second I start the stream, my cat chewed the cord to my ring light. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she fucking chewed it. She fucking chewed. Okay. I'm sorry. I was not expecting to start the stream with that much profanity, but oh my goodness. Was not expecting that. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I started the stream and the light went out and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, well.
Wow, okay, that's not how I expected
Good morning.
The stream to start. Now I need to find some other source of light because the shadows in this room are really bad without some kind of light. So, hey,
crazy.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, guys. So, yeah, that was quite the start to a stream right there. Hello, everyone. We have Robbie, we have Uncle Dave's, and Comic Mike. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining me. Luke just stepped away right now to find. I have a lamp right here. I might be able to hook this up and use it as an additional light source, I guess. But yeah, no, Luke. Yeah, this is crazy. Was not expecting that. Okay. Here. That might be a little bit better. Well, I guess we're gonna have to roll with it. Is this the blooper reel? Yeah, dude, I don't even know. I was not expecting this to start like that, but
literally the second we start the stream.
Yeah, I hit the button and then lights go out. So, oh, that's fun. Gotta love her. Yeah, this cat really loves chewing electronics. Like Luke had a nice set of Turtle Beach headsets, and Kitten just totally destroyed that. So, I mean, there's a cheap ring light, and now Luke is messing with the light, so we have none. But it was a cheap light, so I'll have to order a new one from Amazon. But that's okay. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. So yeah, that kind of all right, that's a lot better. Okay. There we go. All right. I had a lamp that we could use. So there we go. Let's get into the show tonight. Thank you everyone who has joined us, and I appreciate seeing you guys. So tomorrow, April 10th, is our 9-year anniversary of being together. We have been married for about 2 years, coming up soon, but our anniversary of actually being together.
This many.
Yep. Yeah, it's a long time. And Luke already gave me an anniversary gift, and if you saw my video that went up earlier today, maybe you saw this. This is the Mexican foil ghost variant for Dark Knight's Death Metal 2. And it's signed by Papa Emeritus 4, the leader of Ghost. That's just insane to me. This is something I did not think I would ever have in my collection, let alone something this cool and signed. And she's still trying to eat stuff. That's crazy. Take a sniff of it. Yeah, I'm sure it smells good. Let's see. I hope it doesn't smell like a Harley Quinn. Luke took it out of the bag. I didn't take it out. But yeah, it's beautiful. This is a beautiful book, and I'm so happy to have it. I definitely was not expecting that.
You could blame the mishaps of the stream on this little monster.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, you don't let your cat near things, Dave? Yeah, that's not really an option here. She gets everywhere. Like, there's nowhere in this house that's safe. We try putting things up high, she finds a way to knock it down.
If we put things up high, she just wants to climb up there.
Yeah, she finds a way. She finds a way.
She really likes to eat electricity. What supervillain likes to eat electricity? Isn't there like a Spider-Man villain that like eats electricity or something like that? I remember a villain from the Spider-Man video game on a PlayStation 1 that would eat electricity like that.
I don't know.
Well, I'm glad we didn't name her after
Electro?
that. Maybe it's Electro.
Jamie Foxx's character from that movie.
I heard that was really bad.
I liked that movie, actually. People shit on that, but I actually kind of liked that one. Okay, this comic's getting a new bag. This bag sucks. So, comic's getting a new bag. But, yeah, so thank you guys for joining us. So, yeah, Luke surprised me yesterday. That whole thing was not planned at all, where he came in and brought me a little gift. Definitely. I was not expecting that. Get that scratch and sniff comic book. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's not what love smells like. Although sometimes that is what love smells like.
I will be grab something. We'll grab a new bag and board for that comic.
Yo!
Put this ghost comic in a fresh bag and board here. Deserves it.
Hey, Uncle Dave, if you have a question, just ask, man. You don't gotta. Well, he said he has a question.
Oh,
ask away.
Oh, I missed that one. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I missed that. But yeah. Any questions you have, feel free. Hello, Indy. You teach them more about respecting my things. Yeah. This little one, there's no hope.
But I've never been able to teach my cat any of them about basic respect. Well, they love me though.
Yeah.
They just like to. They also know that they get attention when they eat things.
So that one more time. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited about this, and this is just so beautiful. I
bought it months ago, and I wanted to give it to her like the minute I bought it. I'm like, nah, I gotta wait for a good time. And then a couple days before her anniversary, she's like, hey, I'm showing off all my ghost stuff, and I'm like, there's not gonna be a better time than that. If you guys watch the video, the ghost video, when she's talking about all the stuff, she's about to wrap up, and I'm like, pardon me, madam, it's the bat phone.
And this dude, like, he was hovering over me like the whole time, like he was kind of breathing down my neck, and I was like,
what is this guy doing?
Yeah, like I was kind of getting a little weirded out. I was like normally he's not like this when I'm filming, and he was like hovering over me, so I just like there was something up. And then he wanted to surprise me, and he was waiting for the right time, and I kept on just going on about different stuff. So finally, I was about to talk about our engagement, which happened at a ghost show. And right before that, he decided to come in and give me the gift. And it was amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. So, yep, I'm gonna put it away. I won't keep boring you guys with that. But this is just a grail for me, honestly. This is a personal grail. This is just something I never thought I would have in my collection. Luke hid it in a closet, and he actually kept it wrapped, just so that I wouldn't get it mixed up and think it was something I ordered and forgot about. So he wrapped it up, and he had, like the little note written on there, happy anniversary. So I would know not to open it. And so part of why I wanted to do this stream tonight was because since Luke decided to surprise me with a gift, and I was able to catch that reaction on video, I wanted to do the same for him because I got him some pretty cool stuff, and I wanted to share that with you guys, and wanted to get his authentic reaction. So let's see, we got a question here. You ever met Steve from Family Matters? No.
No, I have not. MON Comics says happy. Mon says happy anniversary. How many years together? How many married? Well, so we've been together for going on this many years, 9. I had to do the math.
Yeah.
We've been together for that many years. Our anniversary is the 10th, so tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been engaged. We got engaged like, was it like 7 years ago?
Yeah, I remember it was a little bit after. It was a little bit after. Yeah, it was almost exactly 2 years after, or 2 years after we got together that I asked her to marry me, and then we're getting ready to get married, and then the shutdown happened, and yada 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 yada. Anyway, so
wow, okay, StreamYard's being weird today.
Yo,
why is it that every time I use StreamYard on my phone, there's like a different interface to it? Like it's always
Baja
weird,
Blast.
But
no, it's weird.
Isn't
it weird how that Baja Blast tastes different from from Taco Bell than it does anywhere else? Like I've tried it from bottles. I've never had Baja Blast in a can, and that's probably what it tastes the best out of. But I won't drink Baja Blast unless it's from Taco Bell, and I'm not drinking anything from Taco Bell unless it's Baja Blast. So thank you very much. I'm gonna buy some Baja Blast with that. I'm buying Baja Blast. Dude. I'm being over sugared and over caffeinated. Let's go. Dude. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've been together for. Oh yeah, like I was saying, we've been together for 9 years. And we wanted to get married on our anniversary. Because that way we could just have one anniversary and call it a day, which we kind of already do anyway. We basically, our anniversary is 10 days long, unless we decide to celebrate it like 2 days early, like I guess we did. That was just because of the video. I'm
trying to put someone's comment up, and for some reason StreamYard is acting really weird right now. So it's not letting me go through the live chat here on my phone. This is really weird, but thank you guys. Mon, I'm trying to put your super chat on the screen and it's not letting me.
No, you can't even.
Yeah, no, like it's like literally
full screen. Is there a full screen option?
Like it's cutting off. Like this is weird. So the stream might cut out for a second. I'm gonna try refreshing the page. Okay, there we go. It's still doing the same thing. It's still doing the exact same thing. Thank you very much, my man. I don't know why I can't do this right now and put people's comments up, but I am trying to read and keep up with everyone. So thank you guys. Thank you to Steve. Thank you to Mon and just everyone who's here. You guys are all just amazing people, and thank you for making our day special. So yeah, we've been married for going on 2 years, and we've been together for 9 years. We started dating in college, so we were both quite young back then. So, you know, we've pretty much been together our entire adult lives. So we've grown up together, you know, we've just been best friends, and that kind of how things evolved. So
I always tell everyone, no one believes me there when I say, you know, she moved in day one. We've not, in 9 years, we have not spent 24 hours apart. So it was no brainer to me that 2 years after that, that I was going to propose to her. And so I decided to drop the big question in the middle of a ghost show. And it turned out that so our song is Monstrance Clock by Ghost, because the ending chorus is come together, together as one.
Yeah, I kind of tried to
You know,
use that
anyway.
for the title of this. I sort of tried to make that a play on Monstrance Clock. Mon's asking. No, I have to be in StreamYard. You know what? Actually, I could probably just pull up StreamYard on the computer and do that. Because I don't have to, like, I can pull up StreamYard on the computer and not actually, like, put myself in the studio on there. So that would work, but yeah.
Because
So
I want to put people's chats up.
yeah.
That's really lame. I don't
So
wanna...
Mon said that you've been with your wife for 14 years, married for 10. That is amazing.
Oh, congratulations,
yeah.
dude. You know, you always hear about it's mostly the old folk that are like, you got married. Why'd you make that mistake? They're like, well, it's, you know, you vet people, you treat them right. And I think the best marriage advice I ever heard. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Got to pull that up. Leave that there.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave
that there for a minute. Thank you very much, Mon.
Yeah.
And then also we can't forget the goat Steve. Don't worry, your time's coming up. I gotta. You bought me more than one Blaha Blast. So
oh
really
yeah, don't worry, my man. You are going to be getting a special video.
Yeah, you are.
Once I get those.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're doing Energon.
Yeah. And okay, Mon was asking if we're from Buffalo. If we're by Buffalo, yes, we are very close to the Buffalo area. Yes, we are very close to that. About
we're a short distance away. We're within a short distance of Buffalo. What was I saying? I got. Oh, so the best marriage advice I ever heard is that there's a common misconception that marriage is a 50-50 street. It's not. That's how marriage is, and any relationship falls apart because a marriage is 100-100, right? Because the difference is that when you do something for someone, it's just natural. It's how human beings are wired. That when you do something, the other person isn't gonna appreciate it as much as you put in that effort. That's just how that happens. So if you're only gonna give the amount of effort is that you feel you've gotten, that's how marriages fizzle out, and then that's how marriages become like roommates, and then they're like, well, I'm not in love with you anymore, so why would I? And then that's how things fall apart. You give 100% of the time, because the reality is that we're all human, and that 100% today might not be the same as 100% tomorrow. So if I'm having a shitty day, you know, I can't, if my 100% doesn't look like it usually does, you know, she's okay with that, and vice versa. You know, some days she's not doing great, and I got to pick up a little bit more of the slack, and that's okay because we're partners in crime. We're a dynamic duo. You know, Gotham and Glam.
I want to say hello to Murray Gelman. Thank you for joining us, and Inquisitive Archivist.
You know, I've gotten to it. You know, I'm not. You know, I'm getting old. I'm getting old if I'm not if I feel good about someone calling us kids. Like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's awesome. And man, yeah, I would love to definitely get together at like some kind of a convention, do some kind of a meetup, collab video. I'm always down for stuff like that. So that's really cool. Thank you, my man. All of you who are here. Yeah, all of you who are here, thank you so much. You guys are incredible. And I think I got a super chat from Steve I didn't get to read yet. Listen to King Lizard and Lizard Wizard and the Lizard.
You are not the first person to tell me to listen to that. So maybe I should, because I've heard that name more than thrice. So maybe I should. I still haven't listened to Dream Theater or Fear Factory, and all my metalhead friends tell me I'm insane for not listening to that. I'm going to put that on the list of bands I need to listen to. Opeth is another one. Never listened to Opeth. They're like one of the biggest names in metal, and I've never actually listened to them.
Yeah, I never really listened
Is
to them
King
that much.
is King Gizzard? Is that is I don't think that's metal. I'm pretty sure it's like a psychedelic rock kind of progressive rock thing. I don't know. Let me know. Or don't, and I'll listen. I'll eventually get to it. I will because my opium of choice is heavy metal. That's my personal drug addiction, and it costs as much if you go to as many shows as I do. So so that's how I choose to ruin myself. We just went to go see Disturbed in Buffalo. That was cool. We just saw Disturbed in Buffalo, and it's like one of my favorite bands, one of our favorite bands. It's what got me into heavy metal. And I almost didn't go. Almost, it was just finances are tight. Tariffs and inflation and blah, 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 whatever. Almost didn't go. Then I checked Ticketmaster, and nosebleeds were $40, and I'm like, I can't. What am I gonna say no to that?
Oh man, our noses have been bleeding for the last couple days, dude. I don't know what it is, but the air has just been so dry. My sinuses have been so bad. Like the last couple days, like I had to just sit in the bathroom with the shower running and just inhale some steam, and I can finally breathe again. And I was just like blowing a bunch of blood out of my nose. It was gross, dude. Sorry for if that was TMI, but. All right, we got Comic Mike who said, you started collecting comics before we were born. Yeah, I hear that a lot. But you know what, man? That's awesome. I wish I could have been there. Like you guys got books for deals I'm never gonna be able to get. I'm never gonna have the collection that some of you guys have. So definitely, really, really cool. Yeah, we're still pretty young, even though Mr. over here is
I think I look pretty good for 42.
42. What?
Yeah.
He's 30.
Well, I do look good for 42.
He's 30.
But no, I destroyed my knees. I can't blame that on me getting old. I did that on the treadmill. I did that horrible form. I would run 5K multiple times a week, and I would get an intense runner's high. It was great. I beat the hell out of myself, and it felt great. And Celia's telling me, like, hey, probably shouldn't go so hard on yourself. You're looking like you're trying to die. And I felt like it sometimes, and it was great. And now my knees are killing me all the time. I go to bed, my knees killing me. I wake up, my knees killing me. I sit down, knees hurt. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that made me feel old. Turning 30 didn't make me feel old. My knees hurting all the time. That makes me feel old. Also, I work with a bunch of kids at work, and sometimes they make me feel old because they'll say something, and I'll be like, wow, that barely resembles human speech.
I feel like I wind up looking older when I'm next to Luke. Like I normally get ID'd places, but when I'm with Luke, they're like, nah, if you're with him, you good. That's kind of how it seems to go. But all right, we got name change. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say hello to the name changes. Thank you for joining us. And Jim, thank you as well for joining us. I appreciate you guys.
And happiness.
Yeah, and so for anyone who's just joining us right now, I posted a video earlier today, and at the end of that video, Luke actually interrupted me with a special anniversary gift that I was not expecting. And I wanted to return the favor, and I wanted to get his live reaction to something I picked out for him that was pretty cool. So I'm going to have him put this blindfold on.
Ooh, is it going to be one of those streams?
We're going to, oh boy. Ooh. We're going to have a little bit of fun right now. So I'm going to show the chat first what I'm going to give you. And then I'm going to have you take it off. And do you have any idea of what it might be, Luke?
I have zero idea because I have no idea. No idea.
Okay. Okay, now you guys in the chat, I'm going to show you what it is, but don't say anything. Okay?
Don't
Yes, it's PG rated TF. It's PG.
I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. Come on, come on. Oh my god!
Okay, you can take the blindfold off.
Oh,
This is it. This is the big one, man.
All right, all right. Whoa! My collection of Little Batman. It's complete. Got 3 and 4.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
okay, so you're happy with that? That's if that was your only gift, that's
I'd be very happy. I got the rest of Little Batman, and I have the most beautiful wife that there is.
yeah. But that's not it. That's not everything.
I'm being spoiled, guys.
Yeah, yeah. They saw what it was. They saw what the real. I just.
Is it gonna be better than Little Batman? I don't know.
I thought I was gonna be messing with him. Like I thought that he was gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But I thought it was gonna be like something. Like I was expecting him to be like.
What cover are they mocking with
That's
this?
Long Halloween.
Okay, that's what
right there. Longest Halloween ever.
The longest Halloween ever. I should have done that. And I also feel like I've seen this cover, but not Little Batman. But I've seen this cover. What is this a thing, or is this kind of a generic Batman pose?
Can't tell off the top of my head, but should I? Okay, guys, should I show him the real gift?
Bat issue.
Should I show? Okay, Luke. So I thought that was supposed to be a joke, but like, man, he was excited about that.
Easy to please. I'm a cheap.
And I mean, I knew you were going to want that, but I thought that with how much I've hyped up, because I definitely told you that I got you something cool, didn't I?
You did. You did. I thought it would be a little bigger than that, but also I'm easy to please, dude.
Yeah. Well, do you have any guesses of what the big thing might be?
I think it's a Browning 50 cal.
No.
Oh,
It's not that.
I bet it's close though.
Okay. Yeah, put it back. Okay.
Will it bark or otherwise bite me?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's actually two things.
Mm.
Okay. Theo, what do you think it is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm feeling a book. Smells new.
You can take it off. You can take it off. Yeah.
Whoa! Okay. Oh shit! Oh, this is the first pressing, ain't it?
Yeah. It's not in perfect shape.
Dude,
but I knew you didn't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, I got a good deal on it, and I knew you wouldn't care about the little flaws. So.
Hell yeah, dog.
Yes, everyone needs Batman undies. That is
I do need Batman undies. I have Batman undies actually. You want to see it? No, not a different strip. Cool. Dark Knight. I took it out of the plat because I'm that guy. First issue of the Dark Knight Returns. All right, this is Disturbed got me into heavy metal. The Dark Knight Returns got me into comics. It's a common it's a joke that we have between us and now you guys that the Dark Knight Returns is like the only comic I'll ever talk about because it's like my favorite. I think it was a wonderful jumping off point into comic nerddom as well as the worst because I haven't read a comic book better than this yet. With the possible exception of Little Batman.
yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, and so far,
chat, please let me know if I'm crazy for this, but because the first time, the second time, third, fourth time I read it as well. I read The Dark Knight Returns from a trade paperback. It was like I think it was from Target. It was a hardcover trade. Cool. Anyway, but it was a trade. It was a reprint trade. It was a heavily reproduced hardcover trade of it. And that's how I read it for like the first 4 times. But and now I'm looking at this first pressing. I'm looking at like at the actual issue, and the colors are they more vibrant? Am I crazy for thinking
that? Do you want to do a side by side?
Yeah, I'd like to do a side by side. But also,
yeah,
I don't want to gloss over the other gift you got me. But I want to let's do this in order. Let's not jump around.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you are only missing part 2. I don't know where part 3 is, but you have part 4 right there. So, yeah, I don't know where part 3 is, but all you need is part 2. And that shouldn't be that hard to find.
Here's my hot take. Carrie Kelly's my favorite Robin.
And it may just be that, like, this is a more recent, but no, you've read multiple versions of the trade.
I'm pretty sure the one I remember is this one. The one this is the first time I read it.
You got another one. The first one you got was
like okay,
just a paperback.
So I'm not even opening up the book yet, and this might be very difficult to show through our camera.
Yeah, I can
but
hold
the colors, but like even the colors, like you could see the lightning is brighter on the issue than it is on the trade. Like I'm not crazy for saying that. I'm not loony in the brain.
We can both open it to the same page or something. Here, what about this?
That was actually the one I was looking for. Oh my God! Wait, let me see.
Oh, there's. Oh yeah, that's a big difference.
I'm not
there.
I'm not crazy. But
yeah, the colors are darker. It looks like they're more washed out in the trade.
Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, the reprints they're more washed out.
It's way more washed out.
Yeah.
It's here. You get you hold the left durable one. Like it's way more washed out in this one than it is in that one. Like
the grays are just more gray. The blues are just more blue. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually
like that's crazy.
Well, looks like it was a good buy then. I'm glad I picked it up for you.
Yeah, no, I love.
Man? I mean, like,
absolutely love this comic.
There's a little bit of wear to the front cover here, so like it's not in perfect shape, but the inside, like all the inside pages are perfect. I'm not seeing any problems with that, and that's what really matters the most, you know.
Particularly to me, she'll look at a comic and I'll think it's brand new, and then she'll be like, "Oh, look at this little," and I'll like look like a magnifying glass, like an old man reading the paper, and like barely see what she's talking about, and like, okay, well, not.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So there you go.
No, hold that back up. Where he's climbing the. He's climbing the rope. I think that's a really cool scene. It's a really cool panel, and he's climbing the rope, and he's acknowledging the fact that he's in his late 50s and not in his mid 20s anymore. And that's kind of the point. I feel like in the comic, he kind of realizes that he can't hold back anymore. He literally does not have the strength to hold back.
Yeah, I feel you. The name changes. I like buying trades just for reading's sake when I'm like, you know, taking it out if I want to go for a walk or something, or not a walk, but like if I want to take it somewhere with me, you know what I mean? You know, I like having trades, but floppies all the way. Like I am really happy I got my Demon collection in floppies because I heard that the actual trade of that wasn't that good. And then Matt said, "Did she make a cake for you?" I didn't yet, but you know what? I make a mean cinnamon roll cake, so I think I might have to do that because our anniversary is tomorrow.
Who suggested that?
Yeah, I didn't, Matt. I misspoke when I said a walk. I'm sorry. I just meant I can go out. with it. That's what I meant. I misspoke.
Yeah, go where he's this one right here, because that
okay.
Because this is a really cool part. Because he kind of gives up because around this time in the comic, he's immediately getting over the high of running out running out. Like, look, you could even see it from across. Look, the colors are so much more washed out in this than in that.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's crazy, but
I can't believe how different that looks. Like, I mean, it's definitely the same comic. It's just like when it's mass produced, I guess that's not.
Oh yeah, man! TF reading outside is awesome.
Oh my goodness!
Sure. Like honestly, I love reading comics in my backyard. I think that's more what I meant when I said take a walk. I meant more like take it out and walk out into my backyard with it. That's kind of what I meant because we got these nice lawn chairs. I was sitting back there reading my No Man's Land omnibus last summer. It was great.
I mean, they're not that nice. They're like $20 on Amazon, but they're nice.
Yeah,
you know, I don't
know. But
they got a place for my beer.
Thank you.
Yeah. But another reason why I really like, I know I was just dumping on this for the last 5 minutes, but another reason why I really like this hardcover copy is because not only does it serve as, the trade hardcover, right? But also it came with the phenomenal
the
movie. It came with the movie. We have the Blu-ray in here because of course we have the Blu-ray of it. So and what's really cool is you can buy this for someone who's like, hey, I like comic books. I like it when bad guys get beat up by good guys. And you can give them this and be like, hey, watch the movie, and when you love it, because you will, read the comic.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Yeah, well, soon you'll be able to read the full story.
I can read.
You're only missing issue 2.
I'm only missing issue 2. I really could if I wanted to.
One.
That's the hard one to get.
It's first print, so
that is really cool. Thank you, baby. And maybe it'll be as good as Little Batman. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Steve, I started out buying trades actually. And for a long time I had no interest in purchasing floppies at all, but over time I just started to appreciate them. I like filling runs, I like getting full stories. There are some that just don't get printed in trades, like I really got into collecting Legends of the Dark Knight, and you don't find a lot of those in trades. So, I think that it's good to have a big collection of both. I have a pretty good size collection of trades, and I still will pick some up if I find good deals,
Yeah, but that's
like I love going to Ollie's and picking them up.
Well, show me. Give me the other one.
And then we have Salesboy Comics joining us. Hello, thank you.
You missed the big reveal. Wife just gave me the Dark Knight Returns.
Back. He may have seen a little bit, but yeah, definitely. If you missed that, go back and check that out. TF, do they have a Lego Dark Knight Returns minifig? I thought when they did like the Batman movie, they did a bunch of little minifigs. I don't think that was a part of it, but and then we got thank you.
Oh yeah, his art is on point as always.
Got floppies. First appearance of Punisher. Yeah, so there's some people, just like picking up the keys and reading from trades, and I get it. Like for a lot of stories, I prefer just reading out of trade, but
right.
Yeah.
So
tell them what that was.
So this is Junji Ito's new localized release of Liminal Zone Part 2. Right. I just read the majority of Liminal Zone Part 1 yesterday. So I'm really cool to have. So Junji Ito is one of my favorite authors. I don't think that I think that not only is he one of the best horror authors that is out there, I just think he's one of the best authors in general. So he writes horror. He's from Japan. He's Japanese. and I love his insight into psychological horror. He's a manga artist. He was a dental tech at first, and I think he says that has nothing to do with his ability to tap into into horror, but I refuse to believe otherwise. And Junji Ito, he has a reputation for being a standout, just a really lovable guy that writes horrors beyond your imagination. And I do mean that. He has a wonderful way of taking a very simple concept, and I do mean in any of the vaguest ways. Let me get to that. Yes, yeah, I didn't know that either. So he'll take the simplest of mundane concepts and expand upon them beyond what you think is reasonable, and make an amazing, make like really horrific stuff out of it. I love the way he draws. I love the way he writes. I love the way he writes characters. He has a couple long form stories, but even the long form stories are mostly what's that when there's lots of little stories?
Vignettes?
No, lots of little stories in one. Like Uzumaki was a bunch of, or Tomie, where there are a bunch of stories. Anthology.
Yeah.
Anthology. So he writes mostly short stories. He's very, very, very heavily influenced by H.P. Lovecraft. So if you've ever heard of Cthulhu and like, hey, that sounds interesting, you're probably I liked H.P. Lovecraft before I knew Junji Ito, and I like Junji Ito 20 times more than I like H.P. Lovecraft.
Hello, Ian and Becca. Thank you for joining us.
Lovecraft has a really good way of making 1,000 words. Like he's very detailed with how Lovecraft is very detailed with how he writes. And he's very, very descript. I feel like there's equally as much, and I would argue even more horror in Junji Ito's work, and a lot of that intricate detail. He just draws it. He just, like, his work is so detailed and grotesque. His most famous work, I was talking about, he'll take a concept and stretch it beyond what you would be able to fathom. His most famous story is called Uzumaki, and it's literally about the horror of spirals. And you're like, Luke, what is a shape? Well, how is that scary? I can't spoil it for you. Literally read the first.
Yeah, I read the first two chapters.
It's good. It's really good. It's smart. It's smart. Junji Ito. This is his form of psychological horror. It's not like Western horror where it's like, although there's some of that in there. You gotta have a head on your shoulders in order to kind of get the subtext.
Matt says, take a drink whenever he says literally. And then we have Steve. I don't know if you saw, but he's recommending a manga to you.
I'm not going to insult you by pretending to be able to pronounce that, but it's not
Urasawa? Nuki Urasawa? I think it looks like maybe I'm saying it wrong, but we'll check it out.
I'll check it out. I've heard.
Let's see if Gutter Pop has that.
I've heard PTSD Radio is worth reading. I've heard PTSD Radio is worth reading.
Oh, I got it right. Okay.
Gosh, look at that! Wow, I'm not. So. Yeah, no. So I'm not. I'm like the biggest. I'm not like the biggest manga anime guy. Don't listen to her. She says I'm a weeb. I'm the biggest weeb she knows. She doesn't know any weebs. I know weebs. I know what. No, I'm not. Nope. I'm a bigger comic book nerd than I am a Japanese fan.
Guys, I just want to say it's crazy. I went to the comic shop today. You know, it's new comic book day, but the first thing I went to check out was the manga section. Totally not like me, but I knew he wanted to pick up that comic, so I wanted to make sure I got it for him before he was able to go out and get it himself. Matt asked, what's a weeb? A weeb, like, it's short for weeaboo, which is just kind of a term for someone who's really into anime and manga. I don't really know the origin of it, so Asadora.
If you go to a comic book convention, follow the smell because they smell worse than comic book fans, believe it or not. So this was part 1. This is part 1 of the liminal zone.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it looks like
This is part
Luke.
2.
So that was a writer that he was suggesting. So these are the work. So Asadora, got Monster, 20th Century Boys, and Pluto. Okay, I will keep my eyes out for that.
We'll keep
I'm
it
looking
keep an eye
for
out.
some stuff to pick up for Luke. I'm always trying to encourage his reading.
There's a the guy working on the new Silent Hill F. He wrote a bunch of notable horror mangas that I've only heard great things about. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out because I like good authors. I don't care where they're from, right? As far as I can tell from my surface level understanding, manga is to anime what cartoons are to comics. Wait, manga is to anime what comics are to cartoons. So it's really the style. One thing I kind of like about Ito is I like real. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love, obviously, I just got the Dark Knight Returns. I love superheroes and super people. But one thing that's really cool is I like stories that include people that are realistic, that have flaws, and that can't flip cars. That they're going into a situation as a frail human being doing frail human being things.
Yeah. So now Luke, now do you see why Little Batman was meant to be a joke?
I do, yeah.
But
I was excited. Yeah, I get to finish it.
Yeah, I knew you wanted to finish.
I did want to finish it.
I was just thinking in my head, because I went to the comic shop, I was looking at Little Batman, I was like, should I get it for him? But I was already,
Say hi.
And then I turned back around and I was like, no, I need to do it because he messed with me on April Fool's. So I was going to mess with you, but it wasn't messing with you because you were happy with it.
I'm a cheap date.
Yeah, here we go. We got my man, Sales Boy, who said to check him out. He does stuff about comic books. That's awesome. And thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. And then we have Steve said I read manga and American comics. I even read European comics. Yeah, I feel you, man. We're really into foreign movies, so I probably would dig foreign comics too.
What was that samurai movie that had no samurais in it?
Les Samurai.
Les Samurai.
It was a French movie.
That was a French film. That
was
a
French noir.
That was a French noir, and that was I enjoyed it.
It was more about living by like the samurai code.
I remember. I don't remember the ending of that movie, but I remember being actively confused by it. Still, I'm not a dum-dum, but I remember. I remember thinking that ending should have been a little different.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Weird,
I enjoyed it. It was a film. It had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end, and I was entertained. It kept my attention. It kept my frail attention the entire way. But both influence each other.
Gosh.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're all that different. I think I think they're different in the sense that, when an artist creates something, they're infusing a little bit of themselves and their culture into their work. And obviously when you're halfway across the planet, that's going to look a little different. But the reality is America wins again. We invented animation as we know it. I don't think I think there's a cultural divide, which is where the writing differences kind of play into it. But I think they're the same animal. I
don't
like,
think there's respect.
and what I like about one thing,
I get movies like Ninja Batman, and there's
Ninja-
crossover
no,
between
it's not even that.
like DC Comics and manga. You know, like there's definitely a respect.
There's a little bit of that crossover, but I don't think that's the big one. I feel like the elephant in the room, if you're going to talk about American animation and anime, I think the original Teen Titans show is the best example of that, because that's very clearly a fusion between the two.
Yeah.
And even that kind of goes back to what I was saying, is that at the end, like at the end of the day, these adult children were people. Like, they still had regular problems, and they were kids trying to figure out how to be superheroes, and they just happen to have they were still people at the end of it. They were flawed, and they were varied. And I also really liked the duality of the shows. They had the serious American intro that had then they would play the American English intro when they were doing the more serious episodes, but the goofy off the wall stuff episodes, they'd play the Japanese intro. And I always appreciated that they didn't insist on nailing themselves down to a single tone, but they kept the character consistent.
Yeah, so we have
yeah.
Super Monster says, Luke, check out the Max by Sam Keith. Yeah, Sam Keith has a very unique art style. I have a Batman comic that he did. Yeah, it's a very unique style, but you might like it. Then Steve said, in hell, My Hero Academia and One Punch Man are heavily based off American superhero comics. Yeah, My Hero Academia is kind of just like a school for kind of like superheroes, right? Something
It's very
Saga.
Okay. There was a made for TV movie called Sky High that is 1-to-1 with My Hero Academia.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's like the same.
I've seen that movie before.
It's 1-to-1. I've never seen My Hero Academia. I've seen people that like My Hero Academia, but I've never weeps.
Alrighty, so my friends, we are approaching the hour point, and
are you doing this for an hour already?
Yeah, I feel like I've barely gotten a word in this whole stream, which is fine because
there's just stuff. I'm excited.
I know, but before we close out the stream, I just wanted to real quickly show off some of my pickups today for New Comic Day, and then think I'm going to call it a night. We gotta eat some dinner soon. So
I believe you.
Okay, yeah, we have Lee and Dwayne joining us. Thank you. And Dwayne gave us some recommended reading. Nexus. Okay, yeah, well, lots of reading recommendations tonight. That's awesome. I will keep all of that in mind. Thank you. So yeah, I just wanted to run through my new comic pickups. I did record a little bit at the comic shop, but might be a few days before you guys see that. Got a lot going on the next couple days, so try to get some editing done when I can. But for you guys watching the stream, I'm going to show you what I picked up. So I was able to snag from Gutter Pop Comics the 1 in 25 variant of Absolute Batman #7. And that's a really cool cover of young Bruce Wayne being swarmed by bats. You see that?
I do, yeah. No, I did see that. I really like the origin story of because I really didn't want to see Martha and Thomas shot in the alley again. I didn't want to see that again. And I'm glad they changed it up, and they changed it in a way that was still kind of true to the character. I really like the fact that his dad was a teacher. Spoiling it. It's issue 1. You should read it by now. His dad was a teacher, and a crazed lunatic walks into a zoo while he's taking his kids on a field trip, and so they lock him in the so Thomas Wayne throws his kids throws the students in the bat exhibit, and then he gets gunned down, and then obviously the gunfire sets off the bats, and that's where Bruce Wayne gets his fear of bats, which is what he then channels into the becoming the serial dismemberer Batman, absolute Batman.
Dude, like normally I'm like I like, you know, the 1 in 25s and stuff like that, but I feel like for the absolutes, they've been killing it. And I've been picking these up for cover price at one of my local comic shops, and I've just been like blown away by some of the cover art. I got the 1 in 50 for Absolute Batman #5, and got the 1 in 25 right there. Got a couple 1 in 25s last week. Got the 1 in 25 last week for Absolute Green Lantern. And so this week I decided to just pick up a cover A for it because I love this story. And I'm not going to get into reviewing it. I actually want to make a separate video talking about it because I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I really love this. Very different, definitely not the Green Lantern core that we know. It's a lot more of like a cosmic threat. Like the Green Lantern itself is kind of like a weird cosmic force, and it's not necessarily for good. So it's very interesting, and I have a lot of thoughts. So definitely look out for a video on that. And then I was able to pick up the last copy I could find of Batman Dark Patterns #5. This has been one of my favorites because it kind of reads to me sort of like Legends of the Dark Knight, like very much kind of isolated stories, just kind of like down in the dirt detective Batman, just, getting his hands dirty. And I really like these. They've been really cool. So recommended reading if you're not checking out Batman Dark Patterns. The first story arc ran 3 issues, and this is the second story. This is part 2 of that. So, so it seems to be kind of like a Legends of the Dark Knight type of thing, where kind of maybe just doing some short little story arcs of different little mysteries Batman solving. So pretty cool stuff there. If you haven't checked that out. Another one of my recent favorites has been the new Aquaman. So picked up issue #4. You got Aquaman looking like he's in some hot water. That's what it says right there on the cover. He's in hot water, and Aquaman has got a little mermaid friend.
A good predicament to be in.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's issue #4. I've been loving that series so far, so I'm excited to keep on reading that. I was really, really excited because Dark Patterns and Aquaman are pretty much my 2 favorite things I'm reading right now, so both came out today. And I was finally able to find a copy of DC and Sonic the Hedgehog. One of the comic shops I went to, they said that they just didn't get any of these in. Like I couldn't find them the day it came out.
I thought they had it Kingpin.
They had a sketch cover. They had the blank sketch cover, but that wasn't. I just wanted a cover A. And the guy was telling me today they finally got them in after was it 2 weeks? 2-3 weeks it took him to get these in. And he was saying to me that everything's been delayed, or they've been missing something, whether it's DC, Marvel, whether it's coming from Diamond or not. Like everyone's just having issues right now. But I was happy I was able to finally pick that up because that was one that I was actually really excited to check out. I'm a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. Shadow's up there. Yeah, Shadow's my boy. I love picking up Shadow merch, so got the little Squishmallow.
What the hell?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I love that game. That shit defined me as a kid. But alrighty, we are very quickly coming upon the 1 hour point. So if you guys are just joining us late, I would highly recommend going back and watching the replay to see Luke's reaction to that gift.
I was amused twice.
Well, Lee, that's good that you're not experiencing any delays, but most of the comic shops I've been going to have been missing stuff, and they've had some holes in their walls. Like, I went to 2 comic shops earlier. The first one I went to, they didn't have any Aquaman or Batman Dark patterns. And then the second shop I went to, I was able to find both of them, but they only had 1 Batman Dark pattern. So, experienced shop owners like to blame distributors for their mistakes.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
We went to the Freak Show across the pond. It was in Niagara Falls, Ontario. We watched them get half their
Maybe
delivery.
it's a local thing to us. Like maybe it's something about our area.
Yeah, we watched them get 2 out of 4 boxes. So I
think that was from Diamond, but yeah, people have been I've been seeing people have issues with DC and Marvel, so it might be something local because I've been seeing a lot of shops with holes in their walls, but yeah, I'm not necessarily sure, but I just hope that everyone can get their books and we can sort of get back to normal a little bit, but it doesn't look like that's probably going to happen. At least not anytime soon. So just go out there and support your local comic shops and try to keep them in business. Keep those lights on for them because they need it right now. So if you can afford to, if there's anything at all that you want to pick up, go out there. Even if you're just hunting for back issues, even if you don't like new comics, just, try to
shout out to literally all of your local businesses because Walmart, Amazon, they don't need my help, they don't need your help, they're be fine, but your local guys, they got to keep the lights on, they got to eat, and the world's going to be a lot worse without them, so please shop local. Like the last here actually it was this one. I bought this from Amazon, and of course, Amazon only insists on sending me books when it's pouring rain out. This is like the second time I've had to buy a book, and then put it in front of my space heater and weigh it down to get all the waviness out of the yeah. So and maybe I would have saved 50 cents buying this on Amazon as opposed to buying at a local shop, but I'm kind of I want to support my local guys, like Gutter Pop, Kingpin, King City, Queen City, Freak Show. I'm probably
we have a lot of good shops. There's some I haven't even checked out in the Buffalo area. We got a lot.
So help them out, and also we cannot forget Steve and Mon. Thank you. Yeah,
Steve Mon and Sales Boy also sent another one. But yeah, I put it up on the screen. And then thank you to everyone who's been here. You guys have all been really awesome and have helped. And yeah, Lee, I tend to like the kind of more obscure under the radar stuff, so maybe that makes sense. But yeah, I hope that whatever the problem is, people can try to get things under control a little bit. And then Robbie was telling us he hopes we have a happy day tomorrow. Well, thank you. And I'm pretty happy, and I think Luke is as well.
No.
No? Oh, shit.
Nope. No happiness here. None.
I
won't be happy.
Not even with Little Batman?
Well, I need to complete it. I only have issue 1 and 2.
I got you 3 and 4.
Never mind. I got Little Batman. I'm gonna have a beautiful day tomorrow.
Like at least with that, I was like, it's kind of a gag gift, but also he still wants to read it.
Yeah,
so.
But I'm actually a 6-year-old, so I need to.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm 6 going on 31.
Yes, so I'm gonna cut the stream now. So thank you, Comic Mike. Thank you, Sales Boy, Robbie, Lee, Steve, Mon, everyone else who has been here tonight, Ian and Becca. I'm just, if I missed your name again, I'm sorry, but yeah, all of you who have been here tonight, thank you so much. You guys have been awesome, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate the support. And Luke's reaction to opening that gift was definitely pretty priceless. So
I was.
I'd highly recommend going back and checking it out on replay if you are just getting in here now. So, do you have anything you want to say? To close out?
You know what? You know, the biggest thanks to was Steve.
Yeah, Steve, Mon, and Sales Boy. Those were the
big thanks to Steve Mon and Sales Boy. But also, apart from you three, thanks to everyone else. You guys, you're spending time, your very limited time with us, and you've made our day a little bit more special, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to us do things that we enjoy. And I hope to share that joy with y'all, and you are sharing your joy with us. So I really appreciate you guys spending time with us. And also, you know who else is very silent but equally as appreciative? My cat Fred.
Yeah, and if you missed it at the start of the stream, there was a bit of a blooper, I guess, because
call it a blooper or call it sabotage. But we started the stream swearing because we clicked stream and you're like, hey, and then the lights went out because Selena, the kitten, chewed the light.
Yeah,
we couldn't have planned that better.
Yeah, dude, because like I keep that light sitting in the same spot most of the time, and she's never thought about doing that. But as soon as I flipped that light on, she was just like, "Nope, not tonight.
Not tonight. You guys are not. Nope."
It's okay. It was cheap, so I will have to get a better one. Honestly, I wanted to get a better one anyways, so there we go. That's motivation.
It looks easy enough to repair. It's just it was in the middle of the wire. I can.
Yeah, but was it worth it for something that small and shitty? I don't know.
Yeah, 50 cents worth of electrical tape.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see. But alrighty, good night, guys. Peace out.
Peace.